and welcome to my channel. My name's Shell and it's been a month since I've done a video, so I've got quite a bit of catching up to do. I have been going to group, still going to group, although I have been struggling, which is partly why I haven't been doing a video, because I've not really been in the mood. But over the month I've had a lot of different experiences and there's been very interesting things happening at my group. I had times during the last month where I did really well. I was completely focused and on plan for quite a while and lost. I had times where I was completely off plan. One week I was totally off plan, didn't go to group, was still off plan for the next week and wasn't going to go back, which I think everyone has from time to time. And I also had a time when I didn't do well and I did go to group and face the music. And the result is, over the whole month, I have gained £1. And that's with a series of losses and gains. But over the whole of the month, the whole 4 weeks, I've gained £1, which I thought, you know, I had to look back on my losses and gains to see how I'd done, and I would have thought I'd put on more than that, but it does come out at £1. So even though I've had a terrible month and a lot of days I've wanted to do well and haven't done well, and a lot of days where I've not cared whether I did well or not and just forgot all about it, it does show you that, you know, it's not a complete loss, because normally when I'm not trying to do any sort of plan, I would just gain every week. So overall, £1 gain over the month isn't too bad. It's an uphill struggle for me now between now and Christmas. It's the time of year when I always struggle. But there's been some very interesting... I've got my Christmas jumper on today. The reason for that is because we had our Christmas party this week at my Slimming World group. And the reason we did that was because our consultant's leaving. We didn't know... I've said right from the start of doing this video, right back from the first one, that there weren't very many people stayed to image therapy, and normally the most we get at image therapy is, well, the average is about 4. Sometimes there's more, maybe 8, but it's never picked up. And our consultant, she's so lovely, she really is the most lovely person. But the problem is in our town is that Slimming World has always been on a Tuesday. They've had the same consultant for, I don't know, maybe 20 years, something like that. And it's always been on a Tuesday. All the classes, I think there are 5 classes on a Tuesday, right through from 8 o'clock in the morning till 7 o'clock at night. And people are used to that. And when people think of coming back to Slimming World, even if they haven't been for 10 years, they know the class is on a Tuesday, they knew who the consultant was, and that's where they went. So when our consultant started up classes on a Friday, no matter what she did, it just never picked up, because people just, Slimming World Tuesday, knew the consultant, so that was the way it went. So about 4 or 5 weeks ago, our consultant Sian, she said that they were splitting up, because she has a very busy group in the next town along. So about 5 weeks ago, she said they were splitting up the Facebook groups, so that we would then have our own, which, you know, was a first sign that something wasn't right. And then about 3 weeks ago, she said that she was going to leave, because she's done everything she can, all the promotions, all the leafleting, all the posters, everything, and it's just not picked up. And to be honest with you, I don't think it matters which consultant had come in there. I don't think it would have worked, because the other classes on Tuesday they're so well attended, and some of them are huge. I remember going to one years ago and there was 60 people stayed to image therapy, which took, we were there for about 2.5 hours getting through it all, which to me was a bit much. I don't really like a class of that size, and our class is very small and very intimate, and we all know each other really, really well now. So it was a shock it wasn't a shock when she said she was leaving, but it was disappointing. I had a feeling it was going to come, and she said that the classes would continue on a Friday and that we'd get a relief consultant until we could get a new one of our own. But since then, the lady that was taking the Tuesday classes for the last 20 odd years or whatever, she has now given up, and a new lady has started taking the classes there. I don't know much about her, but I did read a story about her in the paper that she'd lost, was it something like 10 pounds with 10 stones with Slimming World, and she'd taken over the classes here. So she's only been doing it for about 3 weeks, and she's now agreed to take over our classes as well. So they're going to be moving from the venue that we have to the venue where she has her Tuesday classes. She promised us they're still going to keep going on a Friday. So from next week it'll be a new venue, a new consultant. Basically it's going to be like being in a whole new class. So Friday we had the Miss Slinky party, which a very worthy lady in our class won. It was lovely. She was crying when she won, and she really deserved it. But I don't think she thought she was going to get it somehow. I don't know, just the tone of her voice, but she deserved it. And also, it was the leaving party for our consultant, and it was the leaving party of our group as we knew it. And there were a lot of tears because we've all become very, very close. I didn't know anybody when I first went there. And now I've got friends that I sit with that I know. As soon as I walk in there, they jump up, oh, come on, Shell, come and sit over here. And when I sit down, is your coffee, got your coffee ready? And, everybody's so lovely. We have become like a little family. There's only, I'd say, about 10 of us that go. So we've all said that we're all going to go to the same time class on the Friday as usual in the new place with a new consultant. So we should all be able to stay together. But the consultant said that she's going to totally change the class. She said she's going to bring new life into it. I don't know what that means, but that's what she's going to do. And we met her last week. She came in to be introduced to us all, and she seemed very nice. It's difficult to say when you first meet someone, but she did seem very nice, and she said she's going to build our group up so it's quite big, and a lot of people who can't come on a Tuesday will be coming to our Friday classes, so they'll get to know it and it will build up, which I like. I mean, I suppose it does need building up into something bigger, but also I like that we're so close, such a close little group. We all know each other really well, and we know what each other's problems are, and it's easy to keep up with people when there's only a few of you. So that's what's happening. But in some way, I think perhaps perhaps it will give me a boost, because I have been flagging the last 6 weeks. I've really been struggling, and that's nothing to do with my consultant. She is lovely. It's just because I've been doing the plan a while. I've got bored. I've sort of fallen out of love with vegetables a bit, so I've been eating more junk food, and perhaps just a change will get me underway again. So we'll see how it goes. I'm hoping over the next few weeks I can lose something, and I'll be able to tell you all about the new class and what it's like. And we'll see what happens, but to definitely want to stop heading in the wrong direction and start losing again, at least in this run up to Christmas, and it's only a couple of months to Christmas now. I really want to be, I really would like to lose another half stone before Christmas. So we'll see how it goes, and next week I'll tell you all what the new consultant was like, what the group was like, and how I think it will go. It's exciting, it's nerve-wracking, and we're all feeling a bit, what's it going to be like, and is it going to be the same, and will we like her, and I was so upset to lose our other consultant, because she was such a lovely, lovely person, and I don't think anybody could have done any more, and we all loved her very much, and was so sad to lose her. But it's just too far to go to her classes that she holds in the next town. It's quite a journey. So we'll just have to see. I say this lady's only been doing it 3-4 weeks, so she's very new to being a consultant. She's obviously going to be nervous. It's quite a challenge for her as well to have to come in and build a group up. But she seems very confident, and she obviously knows what she's talking about. She's lost that amount of weight and kept it off. She's obviously going to have a lot of experience of working the plan, which is, it should be good and interesting for us, and she should be able to give us some tips. So anyway, I'll let you know how it goes next week. I just wanted to do a video before I completely got all out of the routine of doing them all together, because I've seen people disappear from YouTube before and I know it happens, and I didn't want my channel to disappear. So I'll keep you informed, and as time goes on I'll let you know how the new group goes. It'll be like starting all over again. So I'll speak to you next week hopefully. Bye!